Okay.
How are you, Mary, today?
I'm doing well, thank you. And
Yeah, how
you?
is the weather treating you? And how is spring treating you?
It's bright. Well, the sun comes out and it goes back in again, but yes, we keep
Uh,
going.
okay, and I hear we are changing the clocks tomorrow, I think.
That's right.
So I think the way to remember is we are springing forward. So we are, yeah, pushing our
Yeah,
clocks
an
forward, I
hour
think.
ahead.
Yeah. And
Yes,
then when it comes to fall, we fall back. Yeah.
that's right.
So the hours differences in Kenya, it will be three now. No, no, it will be 2 hours. It was three. Now it will be 2 hours. I don't know how about Nigeria.
Nigeria is an hour, so it'll be the same time now.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
Fabulous.
yes, yeah.
Ex Yeah, because Nigeria is on almost on the Greenwich meridian, isn't it? The longitudes
Yeah.
and the latitudes and all that. Yeah, geography, we did well.
I'm
Anyway,
not sure I did well.
yeah, we did well. I think we are maybe 1, 2, 3 longitudes. Kenya, as you go to the towards the east, that's why we have those three
Okay.
hours differences and 2 hours differences sometimes. Anyway, today we are looking at the topic of early years as usual. Okay. Last time
Yes.
I remember we were talking about just briefly on the values and how we instill those values in our young people, the very young ones, yeah, early years.
Yes. Yes.
We didn't go into the details of that, but I have a
Mm.
question today. Maybe this particular question I'm asking is going to open a bigger, sometimes people say a can of worms or something. Okay, it's going to
Okay.
open to a wider perspective, but you as the professional in the early years, I would like you just to give me an overview. I'm not an
Okay.
expert in these things, I'm learning, okay? So I hear of something called stages of development. So would you be able just to give me an overview what that means and what does it cover and maybe what ages? I don't know. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Well, I would like to say before I start, obviously, I am in the childcare industry. I work with children, and I train. I'm speaking from experience as being a mother, and also from my knowledge. So I am not an expert. I know there are some people that are older and more experienced, but I'm teaching from what I know, or I'm speaking from what I know. So things I say, you may not agree with them, but that is what I know, and I can be challenged as well. And you can ask questions. We're all learning. So actually, we might need to do one of about me, maybe, just so that people know me a bit better. Yeah. So child development, right? I will start with a reference again. Like I said, we're all learning. So this book, it says from birth to 5 years, and it's about children's development progress. I'll just read a definition. It says development is a dynamic process of growth, transformation, learning, and acquisition of abilities to respond and adapt to the environment in a planned, organized, and independent manner. So, in child development, there's so many different factors, that helps a child grow. So we have like things like the biological influences, we have environmental influences. The biological influences, they're like the inherited characteristics, e.g., like the cognitive potential and the temperament. And then we have things like general health, even vision and hearing. These are the biological things that happen in a child's development, the antenatal history and things like that. So yeah, so sometimes we don't pay attention to them, but these things matter. And then the environmental influences, they're like opportunities such as, sensitive and supportive parenting and education, things that we expose our children to, the threats such as social and economic deprivation, and we have experiences and encouragement. So things like how we talk to them, how we support them, it sort of influences their child development. Now, in the early years, especially when you take your children to childminders or nurseries, how do we check this progress of children, developing? We have three prime areas, the statutory that we use as our guidance, our learning, how we assess them. So we have to look into the personal, social, and emotional development of a child, and it depends on ages. So all these things is a broad topic, but I'm just giving an overview. And then we have the physical development, we have the communication and language. And as they get older, so then we're looking into their literacy, mathematics, understanding the world they live in is so important. And then expressive arts and design, how they play, all those things, they're very important in child development. So but as we go on, we'll be able to unpack them, but it's a very, very broad topic. And everything, no matter what, it can influence a child's development. So I think that's what I would like to point out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, listening to you in my old school, I used to hear something to do with nature and nurture. Okay, I'm going to take it the other way around because you started with biological and then
Yes.
environmental. Is that similar or is it the same thing? The nature, the nature, or nature?
The nurturing, okay, nurture is, I think it'll probably to do with, the environment, because you're nurturing a child in an environment, a conducive environment. So when it comes to like the biological influence, I suppose, is more to do with, things that they are birthed with or they're birthed with, like say health wise, if there's a history of something in a family, so there's a likelihood that this child will be, will probably have that history as well. Even vision, like my mom, she has glaucoma, so I have to get tested, my children have to get tested, maybe if they have children, they have to get tested as well. So yeah, I mean, the natural things that happen that can influence their development as well, but nurturing is the kind of environment we nurture them into. I think that's my understanding to that question.
Okay, I have another, okay, it's not a simple question, but I'm thinking of my own childhood. There's one particular thing I still remember we did, pretend play, right? So do you think pretend play is natural or it's something that the children, environmental, that's what, okay, you're using biological and you're using environmental. So is this something inborn in us? Yeah. Or is it something we observe in the environment and then do it?
I would say something we observe in the environment. Children, I mean, they are, more clever than we think as they get older. Obviously, at a younger age, say maybe from between from 0 to probably about 1, 2, they may not be able to, do play like that, like do like pretend play naturally. But as they get older, and then with things that they're exposed to, you can see a child carrying a pan and just trying to cook. They're all pretend play. So, and that's why in the early years, we encourage a lot of them learning through play, because that's the only way they can put their thoughts to action. That's the only way we can see what the child can do. Obviously, we give them the learning opportunities, and is through these opportunities that these children are able to, just explore. And normally, we do a lot of open-ended play, which means that they can just carry on playing. They can extend their play to whatever level, there's no limit to how much they can learn through something. And sometimes, like here, we have like a home area, where they learn about, they just go, it's not cooking, there's no real food, but they will tell you, I've made you lunch based on what they can find there. It's all them exploring, it's all them, trying to just learn by themselves through an adult helping them. And our duty as adults or as practitioners is just to encourage them, to help them, to make them to be confident, really. There's no limit.
Yeah, I'm thinking we are coming to an exciting topic. I want you to educate me. And I would also ask
Okay.
our viewers as well to ask us many
Yeah.
questions, because everybody could be interested in a particular
Mm,
topic. Personally,
okay.
when I think of childhood, I think of play. So I'll be asking you a few
Yeah.
questions in the coming weeks on
Mm,
play. Yeah. And whether
yeah.
it is, I hear solitary, I hear parallel, I hear cooperative. So be prepared on those things, just to educate
Yeah.
me on those, yeah, topics. And at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm asking our viewers as well to be able to be
Mm,
asking us questions, so that we can
mm,
be able also to answer those according to, again, you said, the experience that you have and the knowledge that you have, to be
mm.
able to support them in understanding child development. Otherwise,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Unless you have a general overview, a comment on the same topics, or something you think we need to know today before we call it a weekend.
Okay, maybe
Mhm,
just in preparation, play.
mhm.
Play is very important. Very, very important in the life of a child. They have to play. Oh, I'm very playful. I love to play.
I
Even
know, I
when I'm
know.
playing with the children, I'm
Yeah.
like them. I feel happy at doing it. But
Mhm.
this is most of the time, this is how they learn, through that play. You know, if they don't play, then it's hard for them to actually express themselves. So sometimes, you can hear parents going, "You play too much. You need to read. You need." Come on, let children be children. Let them play. It is very, very important. It's an important part of learning. So yeah, I'm excited. I love to play. So yeah, we'll play together.
Just remember, I want to learn the psychology behind it. Hopefully, I can be able to join in play. I hope I can, because I'm thinking that child in me also would
Yeah,
like to play, and I think it's a fun thing to do, and it brings the joy. Yeah, it
yeah,
kind of takes us back to that place where we were once, yeah, enjoying life just freely. Yeah. So thank you so
yeah.
much, Mary. I'm looking forward
Thank
to hearing
you.
questions from our listeners. And I
Okay.
have enjoyed this moment with you, and thank you for educating me.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you for your
thank you.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bye for now, and we'll be chatting soon again.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.